Today on Real Pilates, we're going to talk about some basic motor skills of the body. So, that long word, neuromuscular developmental locomotive patterns, what the those are basic muscular patterns that we're born with. They're like the default setting that you're given in your software when you're born. And they're two basic kinds. I'm going to break it down real basic. The first one is tonic, and the second one is phasic. Tonic movements are more prehistoric, primitive movements of the body, and they involve things that are called flexion. So, flexion is when your muscle, where it starts and where it ends, those 2 points travel toward each other. So, flexion is the fetal position, right? So, that's a very tonic, basic, primitive movement. Phasic, which is another of the two movements, is when the muscle, where it begins and starts, travel away from each other, in which we call extension. So that's phasic. So samples of upper body movements that are tonic would be grasping, reaching. All of these movements are called tonic movements. Lower extremity, it would be things like walking, running, swimming. So these are what are the basic tonic and phasic movements of the body. So now, why is that important? We're going to get into that. But your body has these default patterns that are very, very basic patterns. It's like just the skeleton. And then as you start to develop, by the time you're 3, you should be able to use both of these movements together simultaneously so that you have a balanced movement pattern. It's a basic. From that basic pattern, you're supposed to have the building blocks and learn how to do all different kinds of complicated and intricate movements, depending on exactly what your lifestyle and profession is. A top athlete is going to have a more neuromuscularly intricate and developed physique than someone, let's say, that is a journalist, or someone that spends a lot of their time driving as an Uber driver. Although that map stuff is super complicated, it's brain work, not as much physical work. Why is this important to you? It's important to you because if you have ranges of motion that are limited and you start to strengthen just the basic default pattern and you don't go outside the lines and color, then you're setting yourself up for injury. I'll explain more as we get into it this month on Real Pilates. I'll see you in class.